Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, ma.
I hope my background is blurred. Is it?
To an extent.
Is it blurred? My background.
Yeah, yes, to an
Oh,
extent it is. It's okay.
sorry?
It's okay.
All right, okay. So, where's everyone? I have limited time. I'm at work and I have to leave by 6:30. So, can we start
All
already?
right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Good evening, everyone. My name is Okoko Ifunaya. I welcome you today to another edition of School No Be Scam session, and our speaker is here already. Speaker, please can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Adude Amalumwense. Okay, I graduated from University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Department of Biochemistry in the year 2011. That's my first degree. Then after my NYSC, I went back for my master's in 2013 and I completed that in 2015. Okay, so then I worked for some time and now I'm back to school to do my PhD. So currently I'm doing my PhD in environmental biochemistry at the same university. Thank you.
Wow, that was awesome. Congratulations, ma.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving further, please. I would love everyone to join
Can you be a bit
more
audible?
enlightening programs. Sorry,
Hello,
ma,
if
I didn't get you.
could you repeat what you said, please? I didn't get that.
Okay, I,
It seems your network bandwidth is poor. Are you still online? Are you still with me? Hello? 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 Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, I think it's a network glitch, so just hold on. It's really heavy, raining heavily here. I guess that's why the network is not steady.
All right.
Okay, I'm here now. I'll be standing in for if I
All right, Esther, you are welcome. Esther, confirm you can hear me.
I think it's gonna be
Esther, please confirm you can
um,
hear me.
okay, I'm back, ma. Sorry, I had a very terrible network glitch
am
right now.
audible.
Is it raining?
Am I audible?
Esther,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
All right. So I'm so sorry. I guess Ifanaya's network is quite poor this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a little bit of challenge today, but then we have to go on. And it's a regular saying that says school na scam and all that. We've heard from young people. We've also heard from older people who says there's nothing that school is of no benefits and there's no need why we should go to school. So that's why we're having these conversations today. The idea is to reorient the minds of young people, growing children, and all. All right, so going further, we would like to ask you some questions and we would love to hear your responses and how, a young person can relate to it. Okay, so uh, going forward, first of all, you have to tell us something, maybe a memory about your school days that you hold so dear. I think that will be my first question to you. So you can
Okay.
go right ahead. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the question, Esther. Thank you for hosting me on the School No Be Scam series. It's an honor to be here once again, right? Um, Back at school, back at University of Nigeria, Nsukka, I had a lot of sweet memories because that was where I grew up. I was raised in Enugu, born and brought up in Enugu, schooled in Enugu, but then I won't say I lived all my life there because work has taken me to different locations, different cities in Nigeria. One of the memories was should I start with the good one, the tough one? Okay. So before my first jump actually was I applied to study medicine at the University of Jos. And at a point, I was very young. My first jump, I wrote it at the age of 16. And my dad was like, no, why would you go to Jos? That was when the crisis started. I'm not going to let you go to Jos. Okay? You have to study here. We need to see you. We need you to be close to home. You're the first child, and all that. So I had to rewrite another jam the next year. And then I used University of Nigeria and Nsukka as my first choice. Although I knew that if I had gone further with my first JAM application, I knew that I would have gained admission at the University of Jos. So what did I apply for? Medicine, right? I didn't get it. You know how it is, competition, UNN, University of Nigeria, most federal universities are quite competitive. So I had to go for biochemistry. Okay. So in the course of studying biochemistry, I still didn't give up. I had to write another jump. That's the third jump, right? I wrote the third jump, but then I now changed my mind to pharmacy. But at some point, my dad was like, okay, this young lady, what's the need for you to further in school? Anyway, he lost his job in my first year. So things were really tough for the family. So he wanted me to opt out of school, get married, and that really affected me because it now shattered my dreams. I'd written a third jump, applied for pharmacy. I could not go on with it because of lack of funding. So I had to continue with biochemistry, given that I had already done my first year, right? It was a tough one, but I'm glad I did not give up. Yeah, some days I wished I had insisted to study pharmacy, but I'm still grateful for where I am. So that was how my educational journey started. I was indecisive at the time. I almost dropped out of school. But
Okay.
thankfully, I stuck to my decision. I saw myself through doing, so I had to buy thrift wares, buy used books, and sell. I even had to learn how to make bead at some point, right? It
Okay.
was
That's
interesting.
great.
It was quite an interesting experience. And it's something that I wouldn't forget in a hurry. And I think those experiences shaped who I am today. A resilient person. I won't use the word strong. I don't like using the word strong woman. I don't want to use that. But
Right.
I am, when it comes to grit, when it comes to determination, I think the experiences growing up were part of what shaped my journey today. Thank you.
All right. That's an amazing story. And there's always a point where we all feel like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to go out and do my own thing. But I like the fact that despite the challenges, despite wanting to give up, you still had the courage to push through no matter what. That is worth noting. And I also think that, you mentioned that you wanted to study pharmacy. Same with me. I actually loved the medical field, but then, things happen, life
Life
takes a
happened
turn.
along the line.
So it's just so funny. Anyway, during your journey, did you ever think that school was a waste of time? Did despite the challenges, because some of us we go through these challenges and we are like, what am I even going to school for? So did you ever think that school was a waste of time?
Okay. No, it was quite a tough journey.
Okay.
I had thoughts of giving up, given the fact that I had the support I was getting from my parents. At some point it wasn't consistent. So you can imagine fending for yourself. And
Yeah.
I missed a lot of classes. At some point, my first year, my GP was good, but then second year, that was when the reality set in. That was when my dad lost his job. So I struggled a lot. I think the first carryover I ever had in school was in my second year, a chemistry course.
Okay.
So to tell you, I will never forget that. So my second year was tough. And in my third year, I had to sit down and advise myself. At no point did I ever think that school was calm. First and foremost, I was an excellent student from my secondary school. I had applied for a couple of scholarships, although I didn't get it because some of them required that I didn't get it wasn't full scholarship. All
Okay.
right. So the other remaining part, we couldn't afford it. My parents could not afford it. And because I didn't have a guidance counselor, I was just trying to navigate life on my own. You can imagine somebody at the age of 16, you don't know anything, So who is going to guide you? But never at any point did I feel that school is or was a scam. If I had looked at it that way, I would have gotten
Okay,
married at age
thanks for
18.
okay,
But
thanks
no.
for sharing that. Going forward, a lot of people think that when you go to school, you automatically become successful. Like looking at you now, you are doing so well at your job. Is this true? Is school equals to success?
Well, success, I would say, is relative. What
Okay.
works for you, what success means to you, might be different from what success means to me. Okay, at a point in my life, success would mean being able to help my siblings, my younger ones, see my siblings through school. That was success to me at some point. And so far, I've done a lot, and I'm so proud of myself, right? For some other people, success could mean maybe hitting seven figures in their, you know, career and all, it's still success. So you just need to define what success means to you. And I will tell you, because you are a graduate, because you just graduated from school, does not mean life is going to be easy. That's where the journey even just started. It will not mean things will be easy. Given the kind of economy and the country that we find ourselves, you still need to equip yourself with skills.
Yeah,
Some of
right.
these skills, school will not even teach you that, right? So I hope I'm able to answer your question, Esther.
Yes, very, very much you are able to answer. So for young people who is watching or who are going to watch this session, it is imperative that you know that while you are at your school activities and all, it is good to always have skills. And we should do away with the mindset that immediately I graduate, I'm just going to have a job and all. It always doesn't work that way because there has to be preparation on your part and all. All right. So I heard while you were speaking, you talked about you didn't have anyone to guide you and all. Could you tell us the role of mentorship, the role of, I think I'm hearing about the concept job shadowing, tutoring, coaching. Can you tell us what kind of role that will play in the life of any young student or graduate? Thank you.
Okay, about mentorship, I would advise everyone to have mentors, not just one. People that have achieved what you plan to achieve, that could guide you or that will hold your hand and show you the way. So you need to, the mentors might not, some of them might not even be people you know, like on a personal note. It might be online, it might be people from afar, it might be people from the church. But at every point in our life, it is imperative, it is critical that we have people that will coach us, that we can share our problems or struggles with, who could guide us. Okay. So if I had the right mentoring, maybe I could have been farther than where I am. But irrespective of that, what we do today is this. Okay, so for young people that I have a couple of people I mentor, I will always tell them, I would always advise them, just like what we said now, get some life skills, get some technical skills. Yes, you have a certificate, but then, and most of them are always complaining, Ma, I didn't know life is going to be this hard after school. I've been looking for a job, I've not seen a job. I'm like, get something to keep yourself busy. So about mentoring, I would advise everyone to get someone to mentor them, someone that can guide them, someone that can educate them on the right path. So, mentorship is two ways. You have to do your part. Your mentor will do their part, but you, most 90% of the work lies within you. You have to play a major role. You understand? Maybe your mentor recommended you for a job, to apply for a job, and you don't expect the person to be following up with you to ask you, oh, this program, have you applied for it? Oh, how are you doing? You have to be determined. You have to see it through. Your mentors are also busy people just like you are. So most of the responsibility lies with you as a mentee. So I would advise everyone, yeah, to get a mentor.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer. So, I think this answer has been consistent with all of our speakers. You are advised to get a mentor. And, growing up, I've always asked, where are the mentors? Where are the people that could mentor me? I've always looked for one. But then there are some people that I met, and, just looking at their lives alone, that was mentorship itself. So sometimes it may not be, oh, I have to be with you, I have to talk to you all the time. Some people you may just observe how they live, and that could be mentorship for you.
Of
But
course.
then if you could have someone check up on you, take your hand and do the stuff you want to do, that's also fine. So, but get a mentor, whether direct or indirect. I see some programs on LinkedIn, like Women in Water, they do mentorship
Women in
session on Coursera.
safety. Yeah.
Yes, so different organizations. So just find time, pick one as it aligns with your goals and purposes. All right. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this session. Drop your questions if you have. Going further, I would also like to ask now the rate of unemployment, there is no job and all. It's really an issue. And sometimes most people feel like, oh, why go to school? Why don't I just get a job and just move on with my life? So how does school give us an edge in such a circumstance? This is for the youth. I'm asking on behalf of young people.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, great. Um, with the current rate of unemployment, yeah, it's tough to secure a job. Job hunting, it's asking one. I will not even lie. Even the people in employment are also looking for better opportunities. So you can even imagine as a fresh graduate without experience trying to get into the job market. So for people that are just fresh graduates, what I would advise is, I've said this earlier and I'm going to still hint on it. With the invention of AI, computer, phones, I think you can learn from the comfort of your home. So, what would I advise while you are still looking for job? Yes, we know things are tough in Nigeria. You can take some online courses. There are some online courses that what you just need to do is just to have your data, go on LinkedIn, go on Allison, go on Udemy, go on a lot of free learning websites, take some online courses, courses on social skills, digital skills, tech. The new thing, the invoke thing now is tech, IT. Equip yourself with some skills. It must not be coding, right? Equip
Yeah.
yourself with some skills, digital marketing, social media, content creation. Just look at yourself. First of all, you have to know yourself. Identify your strength. What do I have passion to do? Yes, being a graduate counts. I'm a graduate of biochemistry. I even have biochemists that work in the bank. I have microbiologists that work and they are thriving, like they are getting to the position of managers. So, what did they do? Find a niche and build. Equip yourself. And just like Esther said, you can get mentors from afar. Go on LinkedIn, type if it is digital marketing that you are interested in, look at top voices in digital marketing, look at courses they recommend, attend webinars, network with people. The world is now a social or a global village. Network with people, right? When you network with people, you can ask questions. I don't understand this. On Twitter, there's something so what I do on Twitter, I the nature of my job does not give me time to, learn as much as I want to. But believe me, no matter the point you are in your life, you have to learn. If you don't keep learning, if you don't unlearn, if you don't hone your skills, you'll be left behind. You are going to be left behind.
Yeah.
So, no matter what you are, no matter the level. So, my number one boss here went back to school to do a PhD, and he's doing a whole lot of courses online. Do you understand? Somebody that is even almost getting to retirement, but he still has an open mind to learn. He keeps learning. And that gives you a diverse perspective on different fields. So, one of the benefits or advantages of going to school is that I think one of the things it equips you with is critical thinking skills. You would be able to, okay, analyze things, look at things critically. How can I do this differently? It's not the certificate that is the benefit of going to school. It's how to look at things critically, analyze situation. Is thinking like the way you think is different. Education is just about teaching you how to think. And that is why you will see somebody that studied agriculture can be working in embassy. That is why you can see somebody that
Yeah,
studied
that,
mathematics can go on to like become a president. Because what do we really need? It's not the subject, it's not your area that we are interested in. Can you apply critical knowledge? Can you apply your thinking cap to solve problems? That is what it's all about. So I think I've been able to say one or two about
yeah,
your question, Esther.
you are. Yeah, thank you so much for that. And I think one thing that has already stuck with me is the fact that we don't go to school just because of the certificates. We go to build our thinking skills.
Yeah.
And I think I can relate to that very well because there was a program I was supposed to do at one particular school. I wouldn't mention the name. But from all the descriptions given, it was just too good to be true, you know. And because of, I like there's something I learned while in school, systems thinking, how you have to think around everything to be able to make a good decision. So I started asking questions, I started calling people,
Yeah.
different people, and they were like, "Oh, this is not true. Can you give us more information?" I was like, at least I saved three of my friends from, paying a huge sum of money just to do that program. So think going to school actually enhances the way you think because yes, you get to do a lot of presentations, assignments, research, oh, go and search for this. Now, the idea of education is to actually build intelligence. It means you know where to get information if need be. So our speaker has said a lot today, and I overheard that she mentioned she was having another session by 6:30. We wouldn't want to keep her for so long, so we would ask our final question. Again, if you still have questions you may want to ask her privately, you can leave it on the chat. I'll go back there to search for them and then revert with it back to her. So for our final question, we know that parents for those of us who have parents, yeah, having parents, some parents are like, you know, I don't know what to say, they're like stumbling blocks to their children. Yeah, some of them, although some of them do it out of ignorance, and some of them
And
will
love
be like, okay,
sometimes.
if you don't want to go to school, don't go to school. I will not sponsor you like that. So could you tell us, I know you are a mom, so could you tell us the role parents play in, enhancing their children's education and all? Thank you.
All right. So to answer your question, the role that parents play in
Yeah.
their children's education, that's a very big one. That's a good one, actually. I think a child's success, I won't say it entirely depends on the parents, but if you have the support you need from your parents, it makes life a little bit easier. It
Yeah.
makes because it makes life a little bit easier. So I'll give an example. Used to student A, student B. So student A gets all the provision allowance, money for textbook, their school fees paid on time. Student B is struggling, maybe his or her folks, maybe farmers, they don't have much to pay school fees is always an issue. Most times, this is going to affect the person's performance. I am not saying that will be the case 100% because we also have exceptional students from poor background. Exceptional students from poor background. But it will make life easier. So you don't have to worry about a whole lot of things. So, do parents play a key role in the success of their child or their children's education? 100%. They do. Also, most folks that come from working homes where their parents already has a career, don't you think before you graduate from school, they've already laid down some things like this is how life is, these are the things you shouldn't even do, even interview preps. Securing a job was very tough for me after school because how do I even know that these are some of the interview questions to expect? Some of us, when we even
Yeah.
graduated, we didn't have a mobile phone for you to. We just have all this Nokia touch that you can't even browse except to go to a cafe, right? So I think parents really need to be more active in guiding their children. Yes, some of us also, our parents are not educated. So they might be like, okay, I didn't go to school, but I'm successful. Must still go to school. Please don't even listen to that. You need to define the life you want. I can tell you that education is the only hope for a poor man. Other things might come in later, oh, but you see, education, because somebody that would want to help you, let's take for example, you meet a
Mhm.
friend, you are networking, and the person offers you a role. If you're not able to deliver, if you don't have the necessary skills, if you can't think outside the box, how are you going to deliver on that? So please, I think parents have a major role to play in ensuring that the children's education is a success. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for providing that answer. And this is to you, our parents. Please support your children as much as you can. Because, like our speaker has said, he said education is the hope of the poor man.
Please.
Anyways, not just the poor, because education is also the hope of anyone. I think I was watching a movie earlier today, and the husband and the wife, yes, they're married, and the wife was like, "Oh, do you want to throw your education away? You know where you're coming from. Please try as much as you can. You just have to go to school." So it kept me wondering why you just have to go to school, because you are at liberty to grab opportunities when you are educated, and you will be able to quickly recognize opportunities. Some people say, "Oh, you just need common sense." Yes, somebody may have common sense, but they may not be able to apply it effectively. But education gives you a different approach to life. For
It gives
example,
you
I
an
saw
edge.
yes, gives you an edge. I saw a video of a core member selling akara. No, I think I saw that picture. No, so but when you see the approach, yes, that's a really mini business. But when you see the approach, you know that this is coming from educated people. It can't be
The
as a
packaging is
normal
always
person.
different.
Yeah, it's always different. So no matter what they touch, there's always an approach to it that gives it visibility and makes it valuable.
Sure.
So thank you so much, as speaker. In the next 1 minute, you're just going to give us your parting words, a word of encouragement to people who may have lost their parents, to people who may have graduated, but they are finding it so hard to get a job, to people who are still in school, who are wondering, how am I going to get through this? And to everyone generally, kindly give us your parting words and words of encouragement. Thank you.
Okay, so I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker, but
Okay.
I would say don't give up. Okay, even some of the successful people we see, or the people we assume that they are successful, and the people we look up to, all of us are struggling.
Yeah.
Everyone is struggling
Right.
with a different problem, an issue, one issue or the other. It might even be a health challenge. You might not know. But I know today is hard, tomorrow might be harder. But what I can assure you is if you hang in there, there were times that I had to question myself. Why did I even like I used to like why did I even spend this much time in the university? But in the long run, it pays off because you have people that
So it,
still, look up to you. Your life inspire a lot of people, but you will not know. But then if you give up, how would you continue to live that kind of life? How are you going to inspire people that are looking up to you? So please hang in there.
yeah.
Don't give up.
Okay, thank you so much. We really enjoyed your session. Thank you for giving us apts and relatable answers. So, from our speaker to you once again, don't give up because there are so many people that are looking up to you. So many people already believe in you, and if you let them down, then we wouldn't be talking about legacy in like 40 years to come. So your
That's
life is already an inspiration. That is something you should relax with tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us for this long. You can always share the link to your friends for them to watch and have a feel of what we've said here. We'll be having another session on the 14th of June. That is, 2 Saturdays from now. So be
okay.
sure to join us. Prepare. Thank you for
Fantastic.
me. Thank you for honoring our invite to share your story with us. And we are truly inspired by what you've said here this evening. Thank you on behalf of Society of Petroleum Engineers, Worry Section. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Thank you, Esther, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
Bye.